Alrighty here, let's get this rocking and rolling. Alright, so Jamie's not going to be with us tonight due to some unseen problems. And it'll just be my wonderful self here. And I wanted to come on with you guys and talk about a few things. I can bring somebody in. If you'd like to come in as part of this conversation, please hit me on Skype. And I will bring you up in the room if you would like. Now tonight, I want to talk about some problems they're having out west, some a little bit out west that we know of, and the stuff that's going on the east and west coast, shall we say. And some problems are going to be happening all across the United States, and you need to be made aware of. Now, what could those things possibly be? Well, let's go with the one that we already talked with Avon a little bit there about. Let's talk about tonight the fireplaces and your wood-burning stove. Now, the wood-burning stove we have problems with because people in, shall we say, higher places are starting to tell us that the wood-burning stove, no matter what kind of stove it is, no matter how great that stove is, no matter how good-looking that stove is, they're starting to tell us that those terrible, horrendous, dangerous wood-burning stoves are producing really bad gases that are harmful for everybody's health. Now, do you believe that? Do you believe that wood-burning stoves are just as bad as secondhand smoke? That's what they're saying. And out west, they're saying the wood-burning stoves are polluting so badly that they have to have the no-burn days going on out there. So the wood-burning stoves, a big no-no. Oh, how do you guys feel about that? I'd like to know. I'd like to know and hear your opinions on this. So, with these problems that we see that is going on with the wood-burning stoves. Okay, Rich Young is bringing in. Let's bring Rich into the conversation here. Rich, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Well, how you doing tonight?
Pretty good. I just want to say, man, that's such a load of bull that I cannot believe they're even considered that when they're allowing these companies to pour billions of pounds of carbon dioxide and sulfurs into the atmosphere every year. It's just crazy. You know, if we start paying them like they do, they'd leave us alone.
Well, you know, do you think that it's a problem like that, or do you think it's just a pay thing?
I think it's just a pay thing, to tell you the truth. Same way with, they're just trying to stop people from going off grid is what they're doing.
Well, speaking of the off grid, now see, they're not just talking about this now. In California, they've implemented this. They've really implemented that in California, in the Bay Area, in San Francisco, and other places up that way. You can't burn on certain days. You guys can look this up. It's a no burn days, okay? And it is in effect in certain areas of California. And they are talking about it, and they are talking all across the United States, changing the facts of not being able to, wood stoves being outlawed. The new ones are not meeting EPA standards. Well, there's something else. There's something else I want to bring up, and I know this is going to affect you greatly because you've already got some. In Hawaii. Hawaii's been in the news lately. Anybody know why Hawaii's been in the news lately?
Nope.
They're not allowed to hook up solar panels in Hawaii while still on grid. They're saying it's taking too much money away from the Hawaiian power companies out there, and they're losing too much money, and it'll screw up. They're saying it may even mess up the grid with you having a solar panel on your house.
Yeah, I don't believe that either, because those generators are on automatic when the power need decreases. The generators slow down, so I don't see that as and here to there.
I want you guys to look that up tonight. I want you guys to look up the wood-burning stove issues, and I want you to look up the solar panel issues. Now, here's something you guys are going to say, oh, come on, Rich, it's California. Come on, Rich, it's Hawaii. Well, you just heard Avon talking about it with the new stuff, the EPA, all across the United States with wood-burning stoves. Hawaii, California, Arizona, are you ready for this? Georgia is now jumping on the bandwagon with the solar problems. That's right. Hawaii, California, Arizona, and the state of Georgia are talking about the solar panels. Are saying, yeah, maybe they're not such a good thing.
Well, yeah, because these utility companies are starting to see it in their pocketbooks now. Well, their ink is getting a little redder and redder every year. So, and that's because the millions, and this is a big thing now. There's millions of people going off grid today.
Yeah.
And
or maybe even not all the way off grid. Some of the problems they're saying is they don't want people to do both. They don't want you to be on grid and have solar power, or be on grid and have a wood burning stove. You don't need both of those.
Well, what are they doing? Trying to take our choice away now? We can't choose what we wanted, what we like to do now.
Well,
are we getting to be a government mandate country now, or what?
It may be. It may be. That's what I want to know from you all. How do you guys feel about this? To join me here and to join Rich here, all you have to do is add me, Rich the Ridge Hunter, on Skype, and I'll bring you in if you want to come in and talk about this. But these problems that we see with people who consider themselves off-gridders or self-reliance people or prepper people or other things like that, this is aggravating to me. Why can't I go down to the store and buy this and put it on my house? These are aggravating things. They're telling me it may screw up the power, or I have to make a choice. Either I'm going to be on grid or off grid. I can't have both.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. You know why the prices have come down so drastically now? I bet you don't know this one, Rich.
The prices have come down on what?
Solar panels.
Well, we've gotten better. We've gotten better quality. We've been able to improve and take care of things technological wise. It's not costing so much as it was. What else are you going to tell me?
That's only part of it. The government for years have been buying up everything they can get for underground bunkers. Okay. Everybody in Congress has their own underground bunker.
Now, wait a minute. Before you say this, do you actually have proof?
The only proof I have is what I saw on TV on a show about it.
Okay.
But that it was the people who sell the bunkers were talking about it.
Right.
That's why more and more people are able to afford them now, because the price come down because the government has bought up what they needed.
The government has bought up what they needed. But see, the problem is everything gets improved upon.
Well, yeah, that's part of it too. Granted, there's more and more being made in this country now, so they're not all being imported from China and stuff now.
Do you think the fact that they're making them, improving them on, making them so that we can afford them, that's going to drive the price down, which will make people want to go more off-grid, which will then change the problem around for the power companies? And remember, a lot of people in government are involved with the power companies. They own the stocks, the bonds, the things like that. I mean, the Bushes made their money in oil.
Yeah, absolutely right.
And if everybody goes to solar, then they'd start losing money. So if other people, we know there are other governors and other people in Congress members and everything else that are in big oil.
Yeah,
they'll start losing money.
Oh, you're absolutely right. And
if they have the ability, well, we don't want to lose money, so let's pass a law and make them other things illegal.
Yep, but the power utility, let's not say power, let's say utility companies. You know how much money they put into these presidential campaigns and into every every year. You know, they're starting to tell their Congress people, hey, we're losing too much money. You've got to do something about it.
Yes.
And now they're trying to do something about it.
So what can we do?
Well, it's got to be a big enough voting bloc to vote these people out of office.
There you go.
Get these crazy things passed.
Now, people have gone out and spent loads of money in Hawaii, in other states, California, Arizona, Georgia. They bought the solar panels, and now they are not allowed to put them up.
Well,
I have a gentleman down the street from me down here who has solar. Well, I have a lot of people who have solar panels on their houses here, but he has solar panels on his house, and he then he went off grid. He disconnected the electric from the house. Now what he wanted to do is he wanted to put a wind turbine up, a windmill.
Yeah.
It is 6 feet around, which is each arm is 3 foot, so it becomes a 6 foot windmill. The powers that be are saying you can't put it up, and he said, "Well, it's under legal height. I have a permit." He actually got a permit to put it up, and he has it up. And now they're wanting to try to make him take it down. They're saying it's an eyesore. Well, the problem is nobody here in where I'm at. If you build a fence, you have to get permission from anybody who can see that fence. Doesn't matter if the guy is 6 blocks over. If he can look between the houses and see your fence, you're supposed to get permission from him to build the fence, so it doesn't become an eyesore. So he got permission from anybody that could see this tower. And I think it's only like 25, 30 feet up in the air. I mean, it's just barely over the top of his house. It's not really way up there. It's only like 30 feet in the air. Nobody has a problem with it. Nobody has complained that he knows of. They have recorded people coming around and asking other people if they would like to complain about it. And everybody says no. Matter of fact, they're thinking about getting one. They think he's a genius. It's great. It's wonderful. His prices are cut. Well, the problem that came about was the fact that he tried to sell the power back to the power company. And unfortunately, he voiced his opinion about selling the power back to the power company. There's a lot of videos out there where people say, oh, I've got solar and I've got wind and I've got this and I've got that, and I'm able to sell power back to the power company. Well, they don't want to buy your power.
Yep, you're absolutely right.
It's supposed to be one way going out, nothing coming back. And that, when you start trying to do that and start voicing your opinion, is when you run into problems. And I believe, my own belief, and he believes the same thing, that's what started it all. He opened his mouth and ran his mouth to somebody locally about a local paper wrote about him, and he was voicing his opinion on wanting to sell power back to the power company because he had excess power.
Yep.
Now that got out. Oh, well, the power company can buy his power back, so we could all make money by selling power back to the power company. The power company's like, whoa, wait a minute now, this is not good. So I think that's what opened a can of worms up for him.
Well, yeah, if you go look on YouTube, there's absolutely tons of videos of people showing their electric meter running backwards.
Right.
So, as long as they're out there showing these videos, of course the power company is going to get angry, if you will, and start to try to fight back. If people would just keep it on the QT, we wouldn't hear anything about it, and they wouldn't be so up in arms about it either. That's the way I feel about it.
There you go. So you're suggesting that we vote these people out of office. You're suggesting that we get in there and deal with the local governments and say, hey, if they're not for us, they're against us. Why are we having them in office? Why they're not representing us? Is that what you're saying?
You're absolutely right. Because they're supposed to do what we say, because they're our servants. According to what what the line is. They're our servants. We put them in office to do our bidding for us. That we can't go, and
Yeah,
purpose.
we can't all go in and vote at the same time up at the state office and that. Yeah.
Yeah, we can't all go to the Washington D.C. To see the Congress in session and tell them what we want them to do and stuff like that. So they pretty much run the way the money tells them to run.
Yep. Now, Clint, are you in Georgia? I know right now they're fighting in Georgia in the state Senate and other stuff about the solar stuff. They're talking about that, and they're upset. There's people who do not want you to be able to have solar in Georgia. They don't want it. The big companies there don't want you to have solar in Georgia. They want you to buy their power. That's part of the stuff going on, and that's I forget who the gentleman was. There was one representative that was going all out for the people, and I think that's very commendable of the person doing that, whoever he was. I forget his name now before the show started here. But yes, those, so Hawaii, California, Arizona, Georgia, just a short list of stuff there. Yeah, he says we are fighting back. Good. That's the way it should be. I mean, this is ridiculous. Now they're saying the smoke from your fire is bad. Next thing you know, you won't be able to put a fireplace in the house. And then when the power goes out, what are you supposed to do?
Yeah, but you know what, though? I bet you if you tell them you want to buy a permit for it, I'll bet you they'll let you do it.
Oh, now you're talking about mineral rights and water rights and stuff like that. Same as it's illegal in a lot of places to collect your rainwater.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's stupid too. What are we in control of anymore? Doesn't seem like much of anything anymore, if you ask me. If they tell us we can't collect, for God's sake, rainwater, come on.
Well, that's a law in a lot of places. Nevada has it, and California has it in some areas. Yes, not allowed to collect rainwater in a lot of different places across the United States. People don't even realize that.
And the funny thing about it, most of these states that doing it are the water poor states. They don't have they have big droughts and stuff out there anyway. So It seems like it would help the water company out there to let people collect it, but obviously not.
It is amazing. But here's my thoughts. He who controls what you need controls you. So if they control your power and you need the power, they control you. If they can control your food, your electric, your water, your utilities, they can control you. When you are off grid, you are not bound to them. You're not worried if they shut the electric off. You're not worried if they turn off, the water and stuff like that, because you're off grid. You can self-reliant, self-sufficient.
Yep.
They don't like that.
Yeah, I know they don't like it, but in my case, what other choice do I have? I can't afford to rent a place and pay all of the utilities and still put food on my table.
There you go.
They don't pay. And my Social Security does not give me enough to do that.
And your Social Security may be going down right now. I found out from my neighbors here that it's happening all across the United States. They are cutting people's welfare checks. They are cutting people's Social Security. They are cutting people's what's them things called? The food. They're not food stamps anymore. What are they now? They're EBT cards. That's it.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because they're thinking, we're giving these people too much money because they're complaining about stuff. If we give them something else to worry about, they won't be complaining so much about what we're doing.
Do you think it's a wag the dog syndrome? If I can get you worried about something, I can divert your attention from something else?
Yes, of course. Look what they did yesterday. They gave Obama an unlimited credit card now. God forbid what he's going to do with it.
Well, if he's got an unlimited credit card, I think the first thing he should do is he should pay off the national debt. There you go.
But doesn't that just lead to the national debt?
Yeah. Well, no, that's his personal problem now. We don't care. Let him charge that national debt off to his personal credit card, and then we won't have to worry about it. We'll just start over at zero.
Yeah, well, the Democrats are all happy about it now. It's the Republicans all down in the mouth about it now because they couldn't muster the votes to stop it. So
Clint says he's increasing it. He's increasing the national debt. Oh no! How could he possibly do that? Yes, of course he is. It increases every day. It's
yep,
not worth the paper it's printed on.
it increases every second, Rich.
Oh yeah, well you know what I mean. Yeah.
They got that debit the national debt clock or whatever it is that just keeps going up by the second.
Well,
So,
we can get into that whole topic, but I think we had problems the moment we got rid of the gold and silver standard here in the United States. That's just my opinion.
well, yeah,
As soon as we quit backing it with real money, quit backing it with, tangible items, you could say the dollar's worth whatever. See, that's another thing. People, I'm going to tell you, yesterday I sold a number 2 crock. Actually, it's a number 2 jug. It's a jug. Has a number 2 on it. It's an old crock jug. Kind you would see with like all the X's on there for the old hillbillies drinking over their shoulder. That's what it is. It's about a gallon jug, a little about that size. It's called a number 2 gallon crock. But it is a jug form. It's not an open top crock.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I sold it for $15 on the internet yesterday.
What'd you pay for it?
0.
Oh, okay.
Now I have people go, it's worth more than that. No, it's worth what somebody's willing to pay for it.
Yep. It's like all these people are saving all these baseball cards. Oh, this one's worth $150. If you can get someone to pay that price, it's worth that much.
There you go.
So
now with that scenario, the baseball cards, the other stuff, if you know what happens and everything hits the fan, and I've got a canned ham, I may have been able to buy that canned ham for $2 or $3 at this. Well, let's say I bought the canned ham for $5. I don't know what a canned ham goes for nowadays. I haven't bought canned ham in forever, but I buy a canned ham for $5. After everything goes kapooey, that canned ham's going to be worth a lot of money.
well, yeah, it's going to be worth its weight in gold if you can find that much gold.
Here's my question: how much them baseball cards going to be worth?
Oh, absolutely nothing. Keep your house warm for a few minutes, maybe. That's what they're going to be worth.
So we started selling off. Now we have in my house. My opinion is my opinion. It doesn't always fly with a wife, but my opinion is if I haven't used it in over a year, I probably don't need it.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
I don't work on stuff because I live in an apartment, and if I have a problem, I call maintenance. I do have basic tools, but I got rid of all my big stuff. I mean, I got rid of my jigsaws. I got rid of all kinds of other stuff when we moved. Okay, I got rid of all those things. Most of the tools I have, I don't even have a battery-operated drill. I have hand-operated drills.
Yeah.
But I don't have battery-operated drills. Now, most of those things that I have are manual and able to be used manual. But the knickknacks and other stuff, we just put her dolls up for sale. And she's got some collectible Barbies. She's got precious memories things and all these different things. We put everything up, took pictures of it all, and slapped $5. Any item. Any Barbie, anything else, $5.
Yeah.
Or we're going to trade for food dehydrator, some clothing, some sewing material, some other things like that, little odds and ends that we could possibly use and keep and store. So I got a guy coming up here for that crock. He's coming up Saturday. He's actually bringing me a $10 gift certificate to Walgreens, where he's going to meet me at, and $5.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go into Walgreens, pick up some items that we've already got listed out that we could use, and then take the $5 cash and come back home.
Well, yeah, I believe in the barter system heavily. That's how I got my first set of solar panels. Was I traded an RC helicopter for the Harbor Freight 45-watt solar panel kit.
Now, a guy tried to sell me an RC. What do they call those things? The new ones, the four
quadcopters.
Yeah, he tried to sell me one of them the other day. I said, "What can I do with it?" He said, "Oh, well, you can take pictures and you can do this, that, and the other." I said, "How much fly times it got?" "Oh, 8 or 10 minutes." It was a very small one. 8 or 10 minutes with a camera, and it'll do that, and it comes back. You can charge it off your phone. I'm like, okay, could I charge it off a crank? If I could I crank it up and charge it? Well,
No,
he don't know about that. We have to check about the USB thing, and not the one he had. And I said, look, man, if everything goes to pot, what good is this thing going to do me? Well, it's not going to do me any good. Because if everything goes to pot, I'm not going to have a camera, have a camera, but am I going to have enough power to look it through that camera to do other stuff? Well, I had to check my solar and everything else to see if I got enough of those. So I didn't buy it. It was a good deal, but I didn't buy it. So those things can be checked on and what used. And you know what? In a bad situation, I might be able to get a bird's eye view, but do I really want to go that route, or would I rather buy some extra ammo for that same amount of money?
yeah, well, there you go. But see, I bought my quadcopter. I bought it for aerial surveillance.
There you go.
If the STH ever happens, I can fly that thing down the road and keep an eye out for anybody approaching.
There you go. Now, see, I don't plan on being here after what hits the fan. I plan on being back at the farm, and
Yeah, you can do that there too. Put it up in the air. You can see a whole lot farther from the air than you can on the ground now.
Yeah, yeah. It may be something to look into. It's just a thought. But do I need that? Do I need that jug? No.
No. Well, unless you're going to make some moon and put it in it.
Well, I don't need that. I got nice plastic ones and glass ones for that. I don't need that old crock.
Okay.
So I got other stuff that way. I got enough mason jars I could sink a boat. But these things. What I'm getting at here, people, is what we're looking at. If they start outlawing the solar panels and they outlaw the wood burning fireplaces, what's next?
Well, don't forget there's.
Are they going to go after your wells?
There's also states out there trying to ban the drones. These quadcopters and stuff. If they carry a camera on it, they're called a drone.
Right.
And they're trying to outlaw them now in several states. I know Washington State is, and that's where the technology was developed for these things. Was New York State.
Well, they're trying to outlaw the drones for you.
Washington State, excuse me.
They're trying to outlaw the drones for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But they're stocking the government's stocking up on them.
Well, the government doesn't have to stock on. They got enough drones right now. It's unbelievable. But
well, yeah, but they're starting to turn full-size jets into drones now.
They have had full-size flying jets since the 70s even before that were drones. That is where they would fly them as targets. That is where they were able to fly them and do the plane crash videos and all that good stuff. They have had drones since, I don't know, 60s, 70s, something like that. They had the drones.
Yeah, but those were all surveillance drones. Now they've got offensive drones now. That'll drop bombs.
If it can fly, I'm going to tell you something. Since I used to work for the government, if they can fly it by remote control or drive it by remote control, they can push a button that makes it fire by remote control.
Oh yeah.
So they have had that. They had remote control vehicles in Vietnam that were able to fire.
Okay.
They were available. They may not have used them, but they were available.
But now they've turned the was it F1 Falcon or F-18, whatever the Falcon is. They've turned that into a drone now too.
Right. They could turn a 777 into a drone if they wanted.
No, yeah. Anything that can, anything that moves, drives, or flies can be turned into a drone.
And then they can go the opposite direction, just like Sal said. They can go the opposite direction and make the drone. Actually, they have them the size of a hummingbird.
Yep.
The only problem is the battery life on something that small.
And they're improving that all the time.
Yeah, there you go.
With all these new metals and stuff that they're coming up with that they found out will hold electricity.
Manual tools, Clint says. That is correct. Now, like my question is, what's next? Are they going to make wells illegal? They're already saying you can't collect water in your barrels. So are they going to make the wells illegal so you can't drill?
Well, they're already making some of them. They're already making some of them where you can't use them. Look at that one about a year or so ago. The guy was turning on his tap water and he putting a match to it, and it was burning as it came out of the faucet.
I haven't seen that, but I'd have to see that though.
Yeah.
Burning water.
Yep. It was the water was igniting coming out of the faucet because it had some kind of chemicals in it from. I'm not sure if it was fracking or what it was from. It was from some kind of drilling.
Now, chat administrator says salt. I've done a video on that too. Yes, salt. You need salt. Your body needs salt. You are made with salt. So yes, salt is something to get hold of. I have lots of salt here. I also have lots of sugar. I store the salt, the sugar, the rice, things like that in 2-liter bottles. I also store them in gallon. I put my flour in gallon containers. I don't put flour in a 2-liter bottle. It's too hard to get in and out. I use a wide mouth for flour. Now, iodized, I don't get iodized. I actually get sea salt. Or kosher salt. Kosher salt also. Kosher and sea salt are the two I usually get and stock up on. I don't get the iodized.
Yeah, that's what the doctors told me to use was the sea salt because it doesn't have so much chloride in it, potassium or sodium chloride in it.
Yeah.
It has lots of other minerals and stuff like that in it to make it taste better for the lack of the sodium chloride in it. And I have to agree, it stuff tastes a whole lot better with sea salt.
Clint says, but your body needs iodine. It depends on your body, Clint. Some people are allergic to iodine. Sometimes you'll have an iodine reaction. Sometimes you won't. So you can put iodine in water to treat your water and get sick. It depends. It depends on if you've eaten, if you have enough carbs in your body. It depends on if you're allergic to it or not. It depends on a few things. Iodine can make you sick.
Yep, it surely can.
The things you need to worry about and things you need to think about is your medications and what you're going to do and, stuff like that.
Yeah, they were just talking on the news tonight there in Cleveland about the heroin epidemic, how they're trying to get people. They're trying to get the doctors are trying to come up with other ways to treat pain rather than opiates now. Because they're the addictors now. The doctors are the addictors, and when they cut the people off, the people have to go out on the street to find it, and they get this stuff that they're not used to that's really, really potent, and they die. They said in this country more people are dying from heroin overdoses than car accidents now. So
I don't know. I don't even know where you would find heroin or how much heroin would be, or
not a clue either. But that's what they're saying on the 6 o'clock news tonight, Cleveland TV. Fox 8.
Why?
They're having a special all week about it because there's so many people, especially here in the Cleveland area. It's terrible. It's just about every day that somebody dies of a heroin overdose. So, but there it goes again, back to the government. They allowed it for so many years. Oh, take as much as you want. Here you go. Pay. You got to, hang now. Here's some OxyContin. Go ahead and take it until you feel better. Now they're finding out they weren't doing anybody any favors by doing it. Like me. I don't know what else. I've taken all the aspirins and stuff for the last couple of years, and last 5 or 6 years. And what are they supposed to do? Cut me off? Because if it wasn't for the pain medication I'm taking, I would not be walking at all because it's just too painful. And zero pain is not an option. There is no such thing anymore. Zero pain for me anyway. But it just the difference in quality of life is all the difference that it makes.
Now in Arizona, they're talking about actually imposing a $50 fee for new solar adopters. So
Yeah.
people would get new solar would have to pay $50 a month fee for having solar panels on their house.
Isn't that incredible? Absolutely incredible.
You know why? Because you're hurting. They're crippling the state's 10,000 worker that work for the power company.
Yeah, exactly. Like I said, it all goes back to money, 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 money. You know, it's starting to hurt. It's starting to hurt them now. Now they're starting to complain about it. You know, it wasn't bad for the last 10, 20 years because nobody had them and it wasn't really making a difference to them. Now that so many people are going to them just to trying to save a buck, that they're starting to complain. Now they're trying to figure out other ways to get that money. $50 a month. Some people's electric bill isn't 50. It doesn't even get to $50 a month.
No, but now one of the other things though to fight back, some of the things they're offering you is they offer to sell you solar. The same people are complaining and wanting to charge you are willing to sell you the solar panels, so you'll pay the $50 a month, but you also pay for the use of you're like renting to own the solar panels.
Yeah, with a huge markup on it.
Oh well, yeah, of course, a huge markup, and then some of the things is you don't actually own the solar panels.
Yeah, so they reserve the right to come and get them at any time they choose, on some kind of trumped up thing. It's I'm so disgusted right now. I can't tell you all the news. It's getting to the point I don't want to listen to the news anymore. I'd rather not know all this stuff is going on and wait till they come knocking at my door before I hear about it. So
they're talking about the kickbacks on the drugs now with people with the addictions and the doctors and dealing with the generic drugs, and how long all these big pharmacies who actually own the generic drugs, how long are they going to get the money back, and what if the patient runs out of meds? And, the doctor says no more, then somebody's losing some money on that.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. But, what are you going to do? They're trying to get you to stop. Then the people that, are making them are complaining about they're not selling as many. So, yada, yada, yada. Where does it all end, Where's it going to be till we're back in cheese lines again? And cheese and rice lines again?
Yeah. Possibility of that. We've got them around here. We've got places around here that feed people every day.
Oh yeah,
Tuesday. I was giving out food. Tuesday I was down at church handing out monthly allotments of food.
Yeah.
So I stood down there. We give them a bag of groceries and other stuff, and then, the church doesn't get enough to feed. You don't get enough at the church for a month. Okay.
Yeah.
We give you a month allotment to go. And then we give you a paper that tells you where the other places are. Now, here's the idea. You should go one place 1 week and another place another week and another place another week and work it out that way. And then what each one of them does is after you've been there and you have your little, I forget what kind of card it is, the plastic card they got now in a computer system, they can tell where you've been.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Tracking. Everything's being tracked these days.
Yeah, back to being tracked again, so you can come in there. I have no problem with somebody who needs a hand up. Okay, somebody needs a little help. I've been down. When I got injured, we needed some help right away before my checks came in and kicked in. We needed some help. We got the help. But it's the fact of a little help or living off the system.
Yeah.
Now I'm not saying living off the system if you are fully disabled or you have a problem where you can't do anything. You have I'm talking about the grandmother, the mother, the child, the great-grandchild. They all live like within 5 miles of each other or whatever, and they all live off the system. You know the families I'm talking about.
Oh yeah.
That just burns me. I have no problem. If you are injured, if you are disabled, if you have some kind of medical problem, and you need help, then we as a community should pull together and help that person out. I have no problem with that.
Yeah.
But if you're a fat, lazy bum, you better get up and do something else.
Oh yeah. If you can afford your smartphones and your tattoos and your drugs, you can afford to buy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I don't understand that. I get people with fancy clothes and fancy cars and pocket full of cash, but they're living off the system. I don't know how that works.
I don't either. I don't either.
I wish I did. I wish I did. But yeah.
Yeah, I knew a family. It was a man and wife. They were out there stealing stuff to make their own meth, and they were on the system. And every time they weren't cutting it, they'd have another kid. They had 7 or 8 kids. The last I knew of them.
Last I knew here in Ohio was a couple $100 for every kid you had.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's not only the money, but the help in the EBT.
Now Clint says it's not a reliable vehicle is needed, but it doesn't have to be a caddy. It doesn't have to be an Escalade. It doesn't have to be I understand. A nice reliable vehicle, sure. An economy car, no problem. But this stuff with the big wheels and the wire rims and the whole 9 yards and the banging stereo systems and the kids with all the $400 or $500 gym shoes.
Yep.
And everybody's got a computer and a Game Boy and this, that, and that. There's got to be a point. Something that I would be okay with, and I know that would make a lot of people mad. I would be okay if they did hair testing for food cards. Every month you had to go down and get your hair tested.
Yeah, but you know what the problem with that is, Rich?
What?
That's the most expensive test they got.
If we want to cut back on the government spending, if they spent the money for the hair test, and I'm sure they could come up with a pretty quick hair test if they really wanted to, that would only take a few minutes to test.
Well, I'm sure.
I think if they said, you know what, you're going to get I'm going to say $500. You're going to get your $500 this month in food stamps if you pass the hair test.
Yep.
You know what? If they don't pass the hair test, they don't get that $500. I guarantee you, they're going to be a big change.
Oh yeah, you're going to see about half the people that's on those rolls right now are going to be off of them.
There you go.
Because I know people like that personally. They sit home and smoke their weed and stuff and drink their whiskey. Take their pills and sit there on welfare. And it just burns me up that I worked for 11 years straight. Not taking a day off to support these people. So, our taxes go to support them. And now that I'm on, I have no choice but to be in the system now. But I don't. I qualify for EBT card. I qualify to go to food banks, but I don't.
My wife qualifies if she's fully disabled, she qualifies for $6.
Yeah.
On a food card.
Well, I don't qualify for any money, but I qualify for like $91 on EBT, but I don't do it.
Well, no, that's what I mean. She gets the stamp thing, the EBT thing.
Yeah.
She's got a card. She gets $6 a month in food stamp.
Yeah.
$6. She said, "What am I buying with this?" I said, "Honey, you buy anything you want. You buy ice cream, you buy whatever you want for yourself with that measly little $6 for food stamp stuff." So I mean, that's her little treat, but that's what the government gives her. Fully disabled, she gets that. Now I see in the room somebody's on SSI. That's fine. I have no problem with that because I happen to know this person is not going out and getting drunk every night. Getting stoned every night, abusing, selling their. I got offered the other day. It was. I looked at him like, "Are you crazy?" They said, "I got $50 on this card." Now, it's a little plastic card now, not the paper. They don't do the paper stuff. I keep thinking about the paper stuff because when I was young, they had the paper stuff.
Yeah.
They got the card. It's got their food stamp stuff on there. I keep saying face food stamps, but it's that. What did you call it? EBT thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
The they said I'll give you $50 in these food stamps for $25 cash.
Yeah.
But that's against the law.
It surely is.
And I'm thinking to myself, what kind of person are you that you want to trade me? And I said, what do you want for $25? And they said, I want to get cigarettes.
Yeah. Exactly.
So they're taking $50 from, I don't know, I'm just going to say, I don't know if they had kids or not, but I'm imagining they're taking $50 worth of food out of their kid's mouth so that person could get cigarettes.
Yep. Yep. And that's just absolutely terrible. Absolutely terrible. You know, that's what they tried to stop with the paper. People sell them, but you know, it didn't stop them. It just went into a different form. You know, they give you the card, give you the PIN number, and there you go. You just give them the card back when you're done. So
you know, if you truly need it, I have no problem with that.
Oh yeah.
If your children need it, if you have a problem, I have no problem with you getting government assistance. But when you start abusing the system, I think they ought to drop you like a hot rock.
Yep. See, I don't, you know, I qualify for it, but I don't get it because that's just, you know, just one more control somebody has over me. And, you know, I don't like people have control over me. I like to be in control. So.
Yeah, I'll give you the shirt off my back until you try and take the handkerchief out of my pocket. And then, you know, then we got a problem. But, I mean, you know.
Yeah, you leave your address in the shirt pocket, and they come and try to break into your house that night.
Yeah, you know, it's ugly. It's ugly, but people.
Oh yeah. But what are you going to do? This is the times we live in, you know.
Well, I'm going to buy more solar panels, and I'm going to keep the. Now I don't have a fireplace here, but I do have that wonderful. Rocket stove that was made and sent to me, and I'm going to keep that handy. And by golly, you know what? If times get tough, I'm going to burn some wood.
Oh yeah.
And if I had a chance, I guess maybe now what we ought to do is we all ought to go out and get miniature nuclear reactors and put them in our houses so we can keep warm. I don't know. But I mean, you know, I know where I can get my water. I know where I can get some wood real close to burn, and I know that I'm going to get some solar panels that I can at least charge up some lights if I need to. And I'm going to get them as soon as I can, because if they outlaw them, they're just going to sit in my storage and wait. You know, I got a storage thing right here on the property, you know, that I'm the only one that's got a key to it. I don't have to worry about getting into it or anything else. So that's where it's like a garage. So that's what I'm going to do. And, you know, I'm going to do what I got to do to take care of my family. And if it's against the law and they pass a law that I can't burn wood, well, you know what? The moment that we don't have any way to cook or any way to keep warm, that's what I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, exactly right. You got to do what you got to do, no matter what people say.
Because I don't see the power company coming out here. If the electric goes down, just like they're doing out west, if the electric goes down, those people are not out there. They're not allowed to burn. Okay, so now what are they going to do?
Yep. Use a torch where it doesn't smoke or something. I don't know. See, that's one of the single biggest reasons I wanted that rocket stove from Kevin, because there's no smoke coming out of it. And what people don't know doesn't hurt me, you know?
Yep.
So that's one of the single biggest reasons that I wanted that stove, because of that one factor alone. And besides, it doesn't burn much wood, so.
That's the biggie for me. It's the ability to heat, the ability to cook without a whole lot of output or work on my part going into it. Now let's see, perhaps healthy folks. I'm talking about the fake disabilities. I see them in the grocery store. They park in a handicap spot and they buy $300 worth of groceries on EBT and then they drive off in a Cadillac.
Yep, that you're absolutely right. I see that all the time.
Yep.
You know, especially me. You know, when I have to park in a regular spot because all the handicap spots are full, then I see this 20-year-old woman come out. Obviously, no medical problems with her, jumps in the car and drives away out of that handicap spot. I've got a problem with that. But you need someone, you need an official to see it when it happens, or you got no way to, no recourse of any kind. And how it is when you need.
Oh yeah, we just had now not this week, but the week before, I had a car tagged with a $250 fine right here in front of our house because the Holly has her handicap spot, and one of our neighbors had parked in her spot.
Yeah.
And it was a person who's new to the building. They just moved in. But, I mean, they couldn't see the big blue sign in the front.
Yeah.
And they parked right in the spot. And when she came home, she had to park and get her walker out and come up into the house and everything else. And I called, and the police showed up, and they gave that person a $250 ticket.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the people next to him moved, and I was able to move the car over, and I told the officer, I said, don't tow the car. And he said, well, we normally don't tow the car on the first offense unless you can't get into the parking spot and you have to be there like a wheelchair accessible or something like that. Yeah. And I said, well, I'm just going to park in this spot and then one over. I said, but maybe this will be a thing. And they said, well, next time first time they run your tags and they give you a ticket, it's $250. The second time is a $500 and they tow your vehicle. And any time after that is a $500 and a tow. Guaranteed tow.
Yeah, but see, it's a lot easier to do that in a private, like apartment area or private parking lot, more so than it is like a Walmart parking lot.
If you see it in a Walmart parking lot, people, if you see somebody parked in a handicap spot that does not have a handicap sticker, all you have to do is make the phone call and tell the police officer that car is there and give them the license plate. Because 99% of grocery stores have cameras out front, and they can verify that car was actually in that spot.
Yeah, but see, the problem is up here, you call the cops, and they may get there 6 hours later.
Well,
I
don't have all the answers, my friend. I don't think anybody does. We can only do the best we can.
Yep. Yeah, that's why I say it's a lot easier to have something done in a private parking lot than it is a public parking lot.
Now, if you want to get them quicker, you could be a really jerk about it and park behind their car and call the police and sit there and refuse to move till the cop shows up.
Yeah, but like I said, up here, there, these little places, so small towns that they have so few police on duty anymore that you'll sit there and wait for hours before somebody will show up. Most of the time, unless you call and say it's emergency, then they'll get there a little quicker. But if it's not an emergency, you won't see them for a while.
Well, if you call them up and tell them you're blocking the parking spot, when a person comes out, you're going to make an emergency, and you want to see how fast they can get there and then hang up. I bet they'll come real quick.
Well, yeah, if you tell them there's a homicide about to happen.
There you go.
But then you might get in trouble for calling in a false police report like that.
Oh, no, he got there and stopped it. It didn't happen yet. You got here in time.
Well, yeah, okay.
Not false. I'm just telling you what's going to happen unless you get your butt down here.
Yeah, well, I don't want to try it, but go right ahead.
There you go. I'm gonna park my car behind this car parked in a handicap spot. Here's the license plate number. It doesn't have a handicap sticker. And while I'm waiting for your officer to show up, I'm just gonna clean this 444 while I'm sitting here.
Yeah, well, see,
and then hang up the phone. I bet they get there real quick.
Yeah, well, I'm a believer in karma. So you put out good karma, you're going to get good in return. If you put out bad, you're going to get bad in return. And these people who do this stuff, have a feeling will get it bad back to them eventually. So
I'm sure they will. Eventually, they'll meet me.
Whatever, but
yeah. You see, you guys got it all wrong. You're not. We're not all on this planet together. You're on this planet with me, and that's as simple as that. So,
see, that's why I'm leaving Ohio to get away for a day.
You can run, but you can't hide. I'll find you. No,
we'll see about that now.
Yeah. So it's the I don't know. I don't know, people. The solar, the wood burning stoves. You know, what's next? What is? I mean, you already got it where you can't collect water. You can't collect the rain. You can't collect the rain. What is wrong with this?
Yeah, exactly. What the heck is wrong here? But I just want to leave one parting statement here because it's getting close here to closing down, and I just want to say for everybody out there in the chat room or outside the chat room who does not like this, get out there and vote. Vote these people out of office. That's our only recourse right now, is to vote these people out of office. So
there you go. Make yourself be heard.
Yep, and that's the only way you can do it legally, so that's the way you have to do it.
Well, I had to fill in tonight with this show doing something here for Jamie. Jamie's had a lot of problems. Appears that he lives with somebody who's related either to AJ Foyt or Mario Andretti, and apparently they have tagged the curb and popped 2 tires on this one side of the van. So he's replacing 2 tires on a vehicle, plus trying to get his family back and forth from where they're at. So it's an ugly situation for him. So we're hoping with that. Give a yell out to my buddy Dave Canterbury, who's out there tonight. Dave's down in Nashville at the Turkey Federation. So Dave's just hanging about with a bunch of turkeys. And everybody else who's been in the room and out of the room. Briar and Clint, Crawdad, Foosball's around, Jay, Mama Sass, of course, Sal, Sleep No More. Somebody wake him up. Let him know the show's over. I appreciate it. I do want you guys to go to the top of the page here. You scroll up on the top of the page, you will see the wonderful addition that Castle has made to the website, where it goes across the top, where we have the Polymer 80 and the Heirloom Seed Bank, the Chris Kane Survival, and of course Dave Canterbury with the Pathfinder School and the store. So all those are clickable ads. We do have one more spot open for those ads. She's moving the ads around so people are able to find them easier and go to our sponsors, and I think it looks very nice up there at the top of the page, and I hope our sponsors really appreciate that it'll be on the top of every page up there. It's not running down the sides. We're going to change that so it's, if we get more sponsors, we may have to put it that way, but it's not taking up room down the sides or all the way down on the bottom or things across like that. So, we're going to change some stuff around there and make it a little better. And, we take some of your input, what you guys want to see, what you guys like, what you're looking for. And we always listen for that. So if you want to send anything to aroundthecabin@gmail.com, aroundthecabin@gmail.com, and contact us, or go to the contact page and leave us a contact that way. We are looking for more hosts and more shows. We always are. So if you know anybody or you yourself would like to have a show, do something. I am still looking for somebody who can read the news as an impartial newsreader who doesn't input too much of their own stuff into it. I know there's going to be some stuff that you have to comment on, but we need a news broadcaster who can just read the news and go that route. Other shows you guys would like to see, we have contacted some people that have been asked us to bring on for shows, and we're waiting for them to respond back to us. We're having a great time. I invite you here 6 days a week. How about a show regarding the bug out topic we discussed on YouTube? Sal, it's we can do that. Would you like to join me for a show for that, Sal? Would you like to jump in and do a show on that?
Come on, Sal, let's do it.
I'll bring people in. We'll do a show on that. I have no problem with that. You certainly could. Very good. Well, get hold of me, Sal, and we can come in, bring you in through Skype, and we can talk that way, and we can bring that up, and we can talk about the situations, bug in, bug out, what you're going to do, how you're going to carry it. It could be a one-time special. It could be a twice a month thing if you'd like, Sal. If you'd like to have your own show, talking about the different things. I think too many people, my personal opinion, a lot of people have a lot of dreams. When I was younger, it was go out and live in the woods and, build a cabin and eat deer, carry my 100 and some pound rucksack on my back, Be Daniel Boone. Well, I guarantee you Daniel Boone didn't carry no 100-pound sack on his back.
Nope.
Okay. They may have had a horse with some stuff on their back. They may have had 2 horses, but they weren't out there carrying it themselves. They weren't out there running around doing all that. And they did not live out in the woods all the time. Daniel Boone and all them stayed in houses, stayed in cabins, lived with the Indians. They traded with people. They constantly had contact. A lot of people I hear want to bug out or go live, like Rich said. Rich is going to go out and live on his own off-grid section. A lot of people say, oh, I want to go live off-grid out in the middle of nowhere and not have human contact. You're going to have a big problem.
Oh, yes. You got to make sure why you're doing it. Before you do it, you got to have a really good idea why you're doing this, or it's not going to work for you.
Yeah, wife is a full-time nursing school, so I play Mr. Mom. I'm Mr. Mom around here. I cook every meal. I do all that stuff. Like I said, my wife's disabled, and I got a 15-year-old daughter. I know what it's like. I actually raised 2 daughters before Holly and I got together. I raised 2 daughters on my own. So.
Hey, Rich, I got a question for you before we go.
Yeah.
What's the latest on Roku?
We are now at the beginning of the month. I had submitted right before the beginning of the month, and they told me it would come up at the beginning of the month. And then the people that is the go-between between us and Roku, another person who is involved with us, they got the letter back from Roku that said Roku was 2 weeks behind. And I said, okay, so now what? So now we are at the mercy, just like anybody who has a television show anywhere else in the world, you're at the network's mercy.
Yeah.
When the network decides to put it up, they'll put it up. They have the videos, they have the shows. We're waiting to hear that they've got it up and listed.
Oh, okay.
So we are stuck and waiting. Every show up till tonight is already listed on the website, so the stuff from last night is already up on the website. And I will put Avon's stuff up tomorrow day, so it will be up there. I probably won't post this show on the YouTube channel, on the website. We don't do much with the YouTube because YouTube has a problem where they want to constantly challenge our rights now for our videos. So we're having problems with that, posting stuff to YouTube. But if you want to see the archives, the good thing is we've got it here, and they're going to be up on the Roku channel.
Just wish you could go full screen on those, Rich.
Full screen on what?
The archive.
Can't go full screen on archives?
Nope.
Let me see. I gotta jump over here.
It'll go up like maybe 10% bigger, but that's about it.
Show archives. Let's go Tuesday. Just because it was there. Do it after dark. It'll go full screen on mine.
Doesn't on mine. It'll go up. It'll go up like 10% bigger on mine, and that's about it.
Now I go right there on the top and push play, and then I go right down to the bottom where the volume is, and there's a little box. I hit that little box, and mine goes full screen. And it says hit escape to get out of this.
Huh? Mine doesn't. I don't know why.
Somebody check it out on another button. Tiny button on the bottom right. Yeah, but chat says hers does too.
Huh?
I think you've got an error. Hey, you know what? If you guys want to put your ad up here on Around the Cabin, you can go with just what Castle put up right here at the top. It says your ad here or your competitor's ad. No, that's right. It's totally up to you because, seriously, they're on the other line right now. So, what browser are you using?
Explorer.
Oh, that's the worst browser in the world to use. It is. It also let in more infections than anything else. Ask Foosball.
Okay.
He said Internet Explorer, Foosball.
What's the best one to use? Chrome?
Firefox.
Firefox? That's the one I always used before, but then I quit using it for some reason. So.
It will allow you to get infected. That's right. Foosball should know because Foosball, are you ready for this? Foosball works down at the Skunkerific Studios in Fairfield, Ohio.
Yeah, I'd just like to thank him. He really made a difference in these chats now. You can actually hear him and see it all, except for I don't know what was going on with Avon tonight. I
She had either too much stuff running in the background, or her connection is not the greatest because she's got not satellite. She might have satellite. She's got something else that her husband works on. If your computer's running slow, you can call. Now, look, anywhere you are in the world, you guys can call Skunkerific, okay? And they are able to fix certain things on your computer. I'm not going to say they're going to be able to fix your entire computer, but they can fix certain things on your computer remotely. I know this because they just worked on a friend of mine's computer just yesterday or today. I forget which one it was, but they worked on their computer over in Indiana and did that remotely, and Foos was there along with another friend of his that was in the studio at the same time. And the phone number, computer's running slow, call area code 513-942-9186. Okay. His computer is running awesome right now, Foos. I talked to him earlier, and he went to bed now because he's old. And yeah, it was Miker. And yeah, so he got it fixed. So yeah, they did a remote job on it, and got him going. If you mention Around the Cabin, you will get a discount. Okay, you will get a discount if you mention Around the Cabin. So I know some of the ladies have been talking to me about that from that have worked on Around the Cabin with us here, talking about swinging over and checking them out because they may have some issues. They are very happy with some of the information they were able to glean from calling up and talking to the people at Skunkerific and asking myself questions that they had me go down and talk to. So Skunkerific is terrific for me and for Around the Cabin, and we thank them very much for the computer, their assistance, and all the hard work they do. And I want to remind you that unlike some of the other places you call, Skunkerific doesn't have sales people. Okay? Their salespeople are their technicians, and everybody who works there knows what they're doing and can work on your computer. You're not going to get somebody who's going to call up and go, well, let me check with a technician real quick and get back with you. No. They're going to be able to answer your question, or they're going to have somebody who's going to be right there who can answer your question because they're already working with somebody else at that time. They just happen to be closest to the phone. But yes, every one of them who works there has to be able to work on the computers. Otherwise, the owner won't hire them. So, very cool people.
Sounds like a good deal, Rich.
It is. It's a lot of good, and they have computers for sale. You can go to their website. Their website's a little outdated, but I think Foos has got to get off and fix that. So we'll wait for him to catch up with that stuff. Other than that, yeah, man, I love that place. I'm like a kid in a candy store down there. Oh, and they got one other thing that a lot of you people are going to really enjoy. I need to get a picture of it. Foos, you got to send me a picture tonight of the shot up case. Or maybe I'll have to go down the next day or so and take a picture of the case down there. They got a computer case down there that they literally took out into the field and shot full of holes. And they will, if you buy a case, they will be able to do that for you, and they'll actually make your computer in that case. So, you get mad or you want to, you think the bullet hole stuff's cool, you put on your car and everything. No, you can get a computer case that really is shot up with bullets. You just have to pay for the ammo for them to do the job on it. But, other than that, it's a cool looking case. They also got these really cool clear plexiglass ones. So you can see all the lights and everything else inside them. And, I mean, the whole case is clear. Not just like a little side, but the whole case is clear. Those are pretty cool looking, too.
You mean he's like Saddam Hussein? When they execute somebody, they charge the family for the bullets?
Yes, they do, yes. They shoot your computer, yes, they will charge you for the bullets.
Very cool.
He'll send me some pictures from work tomorrow. Oh, and the reason he's called Foosball is because he plays foosball, and he is. I'll tell you what. I don't know if any of you guys are near me here in Ohio, but if you want a challenge, this is what I've been told. Okay, this is what I've been told. I've been told Foos plays two people at one time with one hand.
He's a foosball shark?
Yeah. He's so good he can play with one hand against two people and not spill his beer in the other hand while he's playing.
Wow, such control and balance, not to spill a beer.
That's what I've been told. Yeah, he's a bad man. You don't want to play foosball against him. He's got a foosball table at home, so he practices. So he said he did spill it once.
Uh-oh.
Once. My mother hung me from a hook once.
That's using alcohol, Foos.
That's right. He was pretty drunk, though. Okay. I love it.
You're abusing it.
I love it. But no, I'm really happy with the service from down there. I'm really happy with the computer setup from down there. And the guys and gals are great. And they got some really good-looking women down there, too. Yeah. I didn't say that out loud, but I said it. Anyway. So, yeah, it's, you guys be really happy with the service from down there. Now, as far as the website goes, if you have any questions or comments, send them to aroundthecabin@gmail.com. As soon as the Roku comes up, it'll go that way. I've got some more things planned, and I'm trying to get some more people on. I am talking to a couple other people who I'm trying to get on as hosts, and we're talking to them. We are opening up the door for more affiliates. So if you want to buy products, we will not carry your product for sale on the website ourselves, but we will become an affiliate of you so that you can sell your stuff on our website. It's all got to do with taxes, people, and I don't want to pay taxes on anybody's stuff. So we will be your affiliate if you wish to sell your products through our website. We'll go that route and talk to you about that.
Hey, Rich.
Yes, sir?
What's the market
I'm not selling your underwear. I don't, you're not. The answer is still no.
What's the market on selling sheds?
Selling sheds?
Yeah.
We have nobody who has contacted us about selling sheds. You want to sell sheds?
Well, if I find them, I will be wanting to.
Okay.
So.
Well.
And I've got Allegheny National Forest right out my back door, so I'll be looking for them.
There you go. Now you're looking to buy sheds, or you're looking to sell sheds?
Well, I'll be looking to sell them if I find them.
Okay. Well, it depends on what kind of shed you want to buy. I mean, you can go online and find sheds. If you want to sell sheds, you got to have your own website and do that.
Nah.
Yeah. Well, maybe you can have one there, and it. Yeah, the gear. Is that what happened to the gear store? The gear store. Are you talking about the Amazon store? Or the Trading Post?
Gear store.
We had Amazon for a while. We took Amazon down because we wanted to help out the smaller people. We wanted to help out individuals instead of major companies. Most people we deal with are small people. Guys who want to make paracord, somebody who wants to sell bracelets, somebody who wants to work on shoes or make gun adapters or anything like that. We would be happy to help out instead of the megalomarts. So we kind of got away from the what do you call that thing? What did I just say? The Amazon.com. Now, as far as what we were selling on the Trading Post, the Trading Post was, for a while, you would order it, we would order it then from the person, and then that person would fulfill the order and send it out. And that became a hassle because of shipping and everything else. So the easiest way for us to do it, which is also the easiest for you, is to provide the link for you personally to click on so that you can order directly through that person. And then basically the deal I have worked out with almost everybody is, you make $1, you throw me a couple of pennies. I mean, that's, we are not greedy here at Around the Cabin. 99% of the stuff here is for free. That's what we want to keep it as low a cost for the individuals to come here and learn. And we just want to share everything. I mean, we can make it so you have to pay to watch the shows. I could do that. If you guys really want to, you could hit the PayPal button and donate stuff.
Yeah, this is the only place I've seen where you can download the ebooks for free.
Every ebook. Oh, let me tell you something. Chat administrator Castle worked, and she still updates the ebooks. She works her what's off for those ebooks.
Yeah.
And actually, I've got Dave Canterbury sending me some more stuff. And just so you know, there's going to be a new book coming out for Canterbury, but I didn't tell you that. And it's got about 3 more chapters left to do, and it'll be ready for sale. So get ready. Dave's sending me some good stuff I can put up and some other things like that. And, of course, Jamie's doing the bow build stuff that we're going to shoot the videos for and those kind of things. Every ebook that Castle has gone through, she has made sure not only numerous different ways that they are not infected, but she has also made sure that those ebooks are free, and actually there is no copyright that you guys have to worry about infringing on by downloading it. So she was worried majorly about that, doing it, and she took her time to go through every one of those ebooks and go through that way. So the Book Barn is her major baby there doing that stuff, and you can't say enough for all the work that Castle's done. She did a great job with all that stuff. So go check out the ebooks, download them, get your stuff, check out the videos. Yeah, if you see somebody out there who's got a great channel and you guys would like them to do a show, get hold of me. We'll try and get hold of them. Do all that stuff. But yeah, Castle's really did a lot of stuff on those ebooks. So you don't have to worry about anything on the website. Everything on the website is as much as we can cover it, so you don't get an infection from this website, is really done over. So she really works hard at all that stuff. Yeah, she said the whole site is her baby. Yeah, well, it is. Oh, by the way, if you have a website, I can do this. If you have a website, or you would like to have a website, I have a website from somebody who creates websites. You getting this here? I have a website that's somebody who creates websites. You need to go check out their website. Okay. Let's see if I can bring this up here and put it in the chat room. Unless Castle can beat me to it. Castle, put your link for your website in the chat room. There you go. Uh-oh. Castle, your website's down. Castle? Castle, your website's down, Castle. Yeah. Click on that link, Castle. You got you. I'm dying. I clicked on the link, and guess what, Castle? Your website's down. She says no way.
She's not falling for it, Rich.
Yeah, click on it. Click on the website there. If you feel you've reached this page in error, please contact the website owner, webmaster@sunraydesigns.com.
Yeah.
Follow the instructions. It's down. Oh, somebody hacked your website.
So you do a bit of dry, and then a wet, and then a dry, and you're good to go. Do you see that for girls?
Got to be them trolls out there, Rich.
There you go. But no, she's done a great job. Matter of fact, I'm going to tell you. Not only has she designed this here, she's also done Chris Kane, ChrisKaneSurvival.com. So if you want to type that in, go see her handiwork over there. She's working on a couple other websites that I don't want to give the names out to just yet, but she's working on that for some other people that we know. She does a marvelous job. She's really working hard on all those different things. So she's doing really good with that. So if you guys are interested, though, check out that sunraywebdesigns.com. So she's working very hard, keeping up with a lot of stuff. That's probably why her website might be down at this moment, because she was working so hard at our website today. Didn't pay attention. Oh, she's...
Uh-oh, look at them, look at them.
It's time to get off here and close up the show. Castle's getting mad. We're all in trouble.
Yeah, she starts swearing, look out.
That's it. I'm going to hear this later after the show. I'll tell you what now. See what I do to her? I got her all
wound up now.
I got her all fluster clucked. I got her all fluster clucked.
I'm glad you could say that, Rich.
I said fluster clucked. Yep, I can say that. Yep. My fault. It's always my fault. It's always the man's fault. Blame the man.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
This ain't my first go round, baby. I'll take the blame. It don't matter to me. Like water off a duck. There she goes. She's gonna go. All right, gang. Y'all have a good night. Hey, we gotta fight this fight. You've got the problems with the wanting to cut out your solar power, wanting to cut out your wood burning. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's next. What's next?
Get out there and vote these people out. That's all we can do, and that's pretty much all we need to do.
One last thing. Have you seen the price of meat lately?
Yes, I bought some today.
Have you seen the price of meat is going up, and it's only going to get worse.
Yep, you're absolutely right. Everything's going up, though, Rich. Everything.
I am dehydrating. I am freezing. I am getting stuff going. You had better start canning and getting your stuff in now. Ground beef, $9 for like a 3 or 4 pound log of ground beef. Ridiculous prices.
Yep, especially you got to do it, especially if you don't want to be one of the zombies out there. So get started now. You never know what's going to happen tomorrow, so let's get started today.
And prices are going up, chicken's going up, everything's going up because that drought went through the other year, and now it's going to be a couple years before the beef recovers.
Yep.
And that's going to mean the prices are going to go up. The other night the temperature dropped and we got 1 inch of snow. I went down 2 hours beforehand. I got gas at $2.89 a gallon.
Where the heck did you get that at?
Well, that's down here by my house. $2.89 a gallon.
I filled up today for $3.39.
Well, wait a minute. 3 hours later, it was $3.49.
Yeah, that's what I paid. I paid $3.39 today for it.
Over a 50-cent jump just because they were going to get some snow down here.
Yep.
So. Well, I'm getting old and getting tired. Time for me to go to bed. Y'all have a good one. Clint, watch yourself down there in Georgia. You guys up north, everybody stay good, stay cool. Foos, we'll see you in a couple of days down that way. Y'all have a good night. Be safe, everybody. Remember, we're all in this together and ain't nobody getting out alive, so take as many of them with you as you can.
Yeah. Thanks, Rich. We'll see you later.
All right, Rich, you have a good one.
Yep. Thank you very much. Have a good night, everybody else out there, too. Bye.